Hello, my name is Holly. Welcome to the Murder She Shed, the place where I have true crime, unique true crime, right in my she shed. I've got I think I have COVID. I'm supposed to go to the doctor here after a while, but I'm pretty sure I got it from Canada, you Canadians. I actually seen an article where it was going through Glacier National Park, and I went through there. And I guess they started masking again because it was so bad. So apparently I got it that direction. Oh well. I'll get over it. I'm stuck at home. Might as well make a video. Well, this case today is because I noticed yesterday my subscriber number was at 666. That dreaded number. And I told my son, I'll be glad when somebody else subscribes because I don't like sitting at that number. And he said, you should do a case involving that number to celebrate that you have 666 subscribers. I said, hey, that's not a bad idea. I found a case that involves a vampire. Yep, that has the number 666 tattooed across his forehead. And it is a freaky guy that fits that bill. So, before we begin, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe for all my true crime cases, if you don't mind listening to this southern gal. And then I also put a warning on my intro, so we're just going to go ahead and start. Born Roy Gutvinsky Jr. in Maine, he had a preoccupation with devil worship and bloodletting from an early age. He claimed to be a vampire and a Satanist and was committed to a psychiatric hospital after assaulting his girlfriend and threatening her boss with an axe. Sounds like a winner so far, doesn't it? A neuropsychologist who evaluated him said teachers noticed a preoccupation with devil worship and a resistance to authority. Another counselor said the boy exhibited very dangerous and threatening behavior and did not want to change. He was placed on probation at age 14 and spent the next couple of years in and out of the Maine Youth Center and other various hospitals where he was treated for substance abuse. Then on April 1994, he was involuntarily committed to St. Mary's Hospital in Lewiston. He is then discharged a week later after hospital workers were unable to control him, and he assaulted a staffer there. At that point, the boy admitted using daily, alcohol regularly, and amphetamines, and also sometimes. Again, he revealed to staff that a nun had told him he was psycho-evil and that he would grow up to be a murderer. Well, I give her that. She was not wrong. After being released from the Maine Youth Center at age 18, Gutvinsky applied for and later received Social Security disability. He told the examiner then that he spent his days watching for people who were out to get him. Then, at the age of 19, he convinced his girlfriend at the time to use a razor and cut open the back of a 16-year-old girl. He cut her right down the middle of her back, making a 7-inch cut, which required 32 stitches to stitch up. Him and his girlfriend then licked her blood and made out. Gave each other, I guess, devilish kisses that make you lose your appetite. He received 10 years for this, but got out in only 3 for this incident of, blood licking.
Demoniacal creatures with huge canine teeth who bite deeply into the necks of their victims to quaff and gorge on blood, warm human blood.
There's no such thing as a vampire, Comrade Snyder. I don't believe in it. You're just saying that to frighten me, and I just won't be frightened. I'm entirely too sensible to believe in such rubbish.
Unfortunately, even that didn't stop him. In 2006, he and another man were arrested and charged with kidnapping. He had held 2 strippers against their will in a hotel room. The kidnapping charges were eventually dropped. And although Gutfinski was held briefly on probation violation charges, he was shortly released. At some point, he decided to change his name. And, well, I can't really blame him. I mean, Gutfinski as a name? Sorry if that's your last name out there, but even you have to admit it is a horrible last name. Now I'm going to attempt to say his new name that he gave himself. Caius Domitius Veiovis. I don't know. We're just going to call him Caius, okay? Yeah, we're stopping at that because I reckon it doesn't matter. He states that he was inspired to be called this by the great Roman emperors Caligula and Nero, and his last name is from an ancient demon. Well, when he was younger, he wasn't a bad-looking guy, but age hasn't been kind to him. Well, what he had done to himself, really age had nothing to do with. Yeah, you just got to see the picture. He has a forked tongue, sharpened teeth, implanted horns, and the number 666 tattooed across his forehead. Well, and something sticking out his nose. He is a looker, that's for sure. It makes you want to look away. I guess since he is a Satanist, here's my boy again. I'm not moving over, so I don't know if you can see him. He's not tall enough. There he is. There's my boy. There's my widow Samo. You just had to see him once because he wanted to be in the camera with us, didn't you, little Samo? I guess since he is a Satanist, he needed to join a gang, none other than the Hells Angels. So fitting. Only problem, he didn't own a motorcycle. Yeah, dude, and I am not lending you my flaming fat boy either. Ironically, it is a perfect fit for you. Oh, well, you can't borrow it anyway because you're in prison for life. Maybe he needs to use some of that vampire magic and float through the air like on Twilight. Oops, shouldn't have mentioned Twilight because apparently he got mad because the media said his new name came off of the movie Twilight. After getting his life sentence for the murder and dismemberment of 3 people, he wrote a reporter to chastise him for saying he took his name from that movie. He said, "Pop culture inspires me to vomit hot blood." Well, I have to say, sometimes it inspires me to do the same. Yeah. Let's get back to the triple murder case. If we start from the beginning, it starts with a man named Adam Hall that is a member of none other than the Hells Angels gang. In July of 2009, Adam Hall beat a developmentally challenged man with a baseball bat. The man's name was David Glasser. Adam accused Glasser of stealing and selling some motorcycle parts that he said belonged to him. Adam then made Glasser sign over his only truck he owned to him. Glasser went to authorities and Adam was charged for beating Glasser and taking the truck from him. The trial was coming up and Glasser was set to testify against Adam. This is when Adam and his girlfriend decided to cook up a plan to frame Glasser in a kidnapping and armed robbery attempt. Glasser's girlfriend was going to say that Glasser had kidnapped her and took her wallet. To provide support for this story, Adams drove with his girlfriend to a location in rural upstate New York and shot a gun 2 or 3 times into a tree to fabricate proof of the framed attack. The gun that Adam used to shoot the tree was then supposed to be planted in Glasser's vehicle, along with his girlfriend's wallet, which they did. Glasser was arrested but quickly released after the authorities realized video evidence did not support anything Adams was saying. This is when Adam made up his mind to kill Glasser so he couldn't testify. This is where our vampire comes into the story. Caius, you remember, was trying to get into the Hells Angels gang and thought he could really impress Adam if he helped out in this murder. Also, another man would help Adam too. It would be Adam's friend and gang member David Shalhoub. On August 26, 2011, just a few days before Hurricane Irene, a new storm was brewing and would end with the death of 3 innocent men. On August 27th, both men showed up at Caius' house. Adam had brought a dog food bag into the house, but nope, he wasn't feeding Caius' dog. This bag was full of weapons for the murder. Adam asked Caius where he kept brake cleaner and gloves. They then cleaned all of their weapons, which was several. Meanwhile, Glasser was at home with his roommate Edward Frampton, whom also had some developmental disabilities. And they had a third man over that was just working on a computer. His name was Robert Chadwell. Unfortunately for Robert, he picked the wrong night to work on that computer. Adam, along with his accomplice, went to Glasser's home, forced all 3 men that were in Glasser's home into their truck by gunpoint, then took them into the woods. They did not want any witnesses, so all 3 had to die. There, as the rain poured down, the victims begged for their lives while they were tortured beyond torture and then shot and stabbed to death. During the process of shooting Glasser, Adam's gun misfires and Glasser got up and attempted to run into the woods. But David caught him. Adam told David, "Don't shoot him. I want to do that myself." So David dragged Glasser back to Adams, and then Adam shot him. Adam said the other 2 men were stabbed to death. He said they thought the black man, only they said racial slurs, was dead and left him. But when they came back, they saw him sitting on a log moaning. Poor Robert. They then tortured him, and it sounds like from the court documents, they started cutting him up before he was even dead. Horrible, horrible. Allegedly, it was Caius' ideal to dismember the bodies because he enjoyed dismemberment and, of course, drinking blood. After the men were cut up, just like the diagram the cops would later find in Caius' house, in the exact locations that was shown in the diagram, the dismembered corpse would be cut up just like that. They were then put in 15 plastic bags. 15. 3 bodies in 15 bags. Adam later stated that during the murders, it had been raining, and he really enjoyed that. They then drove to a man named Casey's house, where they threatened to kill his wife and kids if he didn't use his excavator to bury the bodies. He told them that he would bury the bodies on Monday. So the bodies stayed in Adam's car trunk till Monday, when Adams opened the trunk to dump them into the hole. He complained that they were already stinking, and his girlfriend would say she helped him clean out the trunk, and there was brown fluids all in the bottom when they went and bleached everything.
Knew since they were young, looked on. Dawson even said that she felt a little afraid of Hall. The witness testified that Hall visited her the morning prosecutors say he killed 3 Berkshire County men. She said Hall asked her to buy bleach and drive a Buick. In opening statements, the district attorney said that Buick was used to carry 15 bags of the victims' dismembered bodies to burial. Dawson said she and another witness, Alexandra Ely, helped wash the car. She testified a brown-colored liquid came out when they did. She also spoke of an evening at the Hells Angels clubhouse where Hall and others accused of the killings were allegedly yelling, quote, help me," making fun of someone, laughing, pretending to run, saying, quote, you should have seen the look on his face.
Authorities described Caius' house or apartment on Water Street as dark and dungeon-like, with darkened windows, bones scattered about, pictures of bodies on the walls, and razor blades throughout the apartment. When police searched the apartment, they found a library book on human anatomy under a fish tank that held a snake, and an axe near a wooden chair, and of course, the diagram of dismembered bodies, as well as several weapons, machete included. It was said that Caius, along with, I'm not sure if it was David, went into a hardware store, bought some saws, and was seen hacking like this, as if, figuring out if that would work for him. The vampire, called Caius, would get his wish to live in a box, but not a wooden coffin. It would now be a caged metal box. Good luck with that, Caius.
I'll see you all in hell, truly remember that. Every I'll see you in hell.
Seething, Caius Veiovis spat angry words at the jury after they found him guilty of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and witness intimidation.
They were just evil, evil people, and they deserve to be in that metal cage. Well, that was my 666 crime case to go with my 666 subscribers that have probably changed, and I already know they have. It changed before I even recorded this video to 667, which I'm glad. So, maybe my youngest son will actually watch this one, but I doubt it. He's not too impressed with his mom having a YouTube channel, so I doubt it. Well, guys, see y'all later. Make sure to eat your garlic to keep the vampires away. Love y'all. Have a great week. Bye.